Hey, it's Randy here in the garage. What I've got in the work stand there today is what I believe is a 26-inch wheeled mountain bike from the 90s. The brand is Parkpre, P-A-R-K-P-R-E. I've never heard of it and don't know anything about it. I picked it up at the local bike co-op. It's an aluminum frame. Just from what little bit I've Googled, I think it was probably had a suspension fork on it, but I'm not for sure. So anyway, I just thought I'd build it up. I don't have a suspension fork to put on it, so we'll put a rigid fork on it, assuming I have one that fits. And we'll just see what comes of it. So the first step is the fork. Because if I don't have a fork to fit, then might as well stop right there. So it's an 1.1/8" headset. And the two forks I have that might possibly work are these. The steer tube length looks about the same. I think we'll go with the purple just because it's purple. Just reusing the bearings that were on that fork. They looked pretty clean. I didn't even bother to clean them. You know, it's just headset bearings. I mean, worst case scenario, you just can't turn and you go straight. Okay, this fork came with this cable stop for a cantilever brake. I'm not even sure what kind of brake we're running, but we'll go ahead and put that on there. And then I've got a couple spacers that should, looks kind of silly, but working with what we got. And while we're in the headset area, let's see what we have for a stem. That's pretty long, but we may need a long stem considering that frame looks pretty small. Oh, this is a question whether this is bent or not. Let's see if it even fits. Okay, well it fits, but man, that's pretty tall. I don't know if I want it that tall. I really don't even know what we're going after with this bike. Let's try one of the other ones. Okay, that fits. Not as tall, longer though. I've got this adjustable stem. Okay, here's another idea I've come up with. Take this adjustable stem, cut the top off, and make our own adapter. Except this is too narrow for any of the stems that I have. So I'll put some shims on it. So what's the likelihood of this working out? But we'll never know unless we try. Maybe we can unuglify that a little bit. Go with that washer. I didn't leave much to work with here. That stem will have to be slammed to get enough inserted into the steer tube. Okay, here's what we managed to cobble together. So we may end up going with one of those other stems, but let's give this a shot. Should we slam it? I guess it probably looks a little better slammed. There we go. Okay, all that work, and I just realized I don't think I'm going to have any bar that'll fit this. So I'll probably have to use a different stem. Dude, I've already changed my mind on the cantilever brakes. I just don't even think I want to mess with those. So we'll run V brakes. I need to take this off. Okay, I just found a handlebar I like, but it's 7/8. It's not, doesn't have the 1-inch bulge here to fit the stem, but I do have some more shims. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'll put some shims on there and then we can use this stem. We'll just see how many shims we can incorporate into this build. Okay, that looks like heck, but again, trying to make this a no or at least a low budget build. I don't know, just trying to get it rideable and then we'll go from there. Okay, seat post clamps. Try these. Okay, let's see if any of these will fit. See if we can find a seat post. I know that's too big. Try these. Oh, so that's the right size, but it's probably not long enough considering how small this frame is. Or maybe we can use another shim, find another seat post and use a shim. How about another shim? Okay, you've seen all the saddles before, and this is about the only thing I have left. It's not a leather sprung saddle. Okay, for wheels and tires, I've just got this old mismatched set of aluminum rims. Oh, this is a Weinmann rim with a, I don't know what the hub is. This is an Araya rim with a Joytech hub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-speed freewheel. The tires are these CST Cyclops. So we'll see how they go. And next up is the bottom bracket. I've got 2 to choose from. And I'm gonna guess we need to go with the smallest one. We'll see if that works. See what we have for crankset. Let's see if this fits. The chain line would be way off on the big sprocket. And the smaller one doesn't look too bad. Okay, I moved the chain ring to the back side of the Spider. We'll see if that helps much. Okay, the only derailleur I have that's made to mount to a hanger is this thing. And I don't know if that cage is going to be long enough, but see what we can do. Suntour Le Prix. I mean, it would have been off a road bike, I assume. Okay, let's see if we can come up with a chain. Oh, this has got three jockey wheels. Let's see if I can figure this out. I have enough trouble with 2. Okay. Am I recording? Yep. Let's put that together and see what happens. See what happens on the big ring. Doesn't sound like it likes it. But we're gonna go with that for the time being. Okay, here's the shifter we're going with. And these brake levers. I guess I'll go ahead and see about some grips while we're at it. Okay, I think we'll just use these. Normally I'd put a nickel inside the grip, but these are so beat up I don't really care. And that would be to protect the grip from the bar poking through. There we go. Okay, new day. Next up, I think, is to see if I have any brakes. Okay, I managed to come up with 2 pairs of V-brakes, mismatched pairs. I guess next I'll do the cabling, and I'll save you from the torture of watching that. So we'll be back. I've got all the cabling done for both brakes and the derailleur. I guess next up is pedals. I'm not a real fan of these pedals, but hey, purple. At least I painted them purple at one time. Maybe I'll touch these up and put them on there. Well, first test ride didn't go well. I was having problems with the rear tire rubbing in the frame. And what I've done here is swapped out the rear wheel and tire. Took it off the Trek 8300. So I think I'll just swap the wheels off that Trek and put on here and go from there. All right, I got that other wheel set on there. I think I got the derailleur adjusted. I'll at least be able to get 7 out of these 8 gears. I think it rubs slightly in here on the smallest cog. But the tire fits better and centers up. I don't know, that other wheel might have been, maybe it wasn't laced or dished right or something. It just kept wanting to rub on one side. It's either that or had to do with the fact that the hub was just a little bit narrower, and when I tightened the frame down on it, maybe it tweaked the frame or knocked it out of whack. But anyway, we'll go with this. Well, since I took the wheels and tires off the Trek, I figure I might as well take the saddle too. It's a Brooks C17. This will give me more adjustment fore and aft than that other saddle did, because it looks as if I'd probably need to move the saddle back. So I think it's ready to ride. I've been riding the bike for a couple days now, and I like it. So a quick recap of what we built here. We started with just a frame. It's a Park Pre Comp Limited, I assume from the 90s, mountain bike frame. It's chromoly, and I put on this fork, which I had, and I don't know if it's just straight steel or if it's chromoly. 26-inch wheel set, some off-brand. Let's see, the tires are Continental double fighters. They're 1.9 inch. Drivetrain's 2x8. No front derailleur. I'll probably never take it off this big chain ring, but I can manually move it over there if I need to. We got a 8-speed freewheel, a Suntour Lapre derailleur, a Truitive crankset. I'm unsure on the gearing there. These are metal pedals that were painted. Steel handlebars, which are really comfortable. I'm liking those. A little bit of rise, a little bit swept back. Just some generic grips. Some cheap brake levers operating. V-brakes, both front and rear, and those are cheap as well. Just an old friction shifter. See, we made our own quill stem adapter. Just a short stem with quite a bit of rise. Brooks C17 saddle. This is the old style seat post. Now, as for shims that we used on the bike, let's count them. Let's see, we've got a shim between the stem and the handlebar. There's a shim. There's a shim between the stem and the stem adapter. There's a shim between the seat post and the seat tube. And there's a shim between the seat tube and the seat post clamp. So we got 4 shims on here. Being the small frame, the bike just seems really nimble. It's fun to ride. So I think it's a keeper.